Next section in analytical geometry is your hyperbola. So hyperbola is a conic section whose eccentricity is greater than 1, right? So here this is very similar to your ellipse, just there are few terms will be changing, right? So just try to see. So this is the center 0, 0. From this we have a focus at a distance of c. So or we can say a distance nana. నార్మల్గా మనం ఏ అని రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం, ఇక్కడ సి ఉంది. సో దిస్ సైడ్ ఏ డిస్టెన్స్, రైట్? సో నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి ఇక్కడ ఇసెంట్రిసిటీ అనేది గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 1 ఉంటుంది, రైట్? సో వాట్ ఈస్ ఏఈ? ఏఈ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ హియర్ దిస్ యువర్ ఫోకస్ నానా, రైట్? సో హియర్ దెర్ ఈస్ ఎ వర్టెక్స్, we can say, then focus. So directrix will be a by a only, everything common. A by e is directrix, a is your focus, and vertex is at a distance of a maybe. So we can see it in the next slides. These are the standard way, standard representation of this hyperbola. This is the vertex at a distance of a comma 0, and this is the focus at a distance of c comma 0. So this c is nothing but ae nana, right? That is your focus. In case of your ellipse, this focus is like e vertex కంటే ముందే ఉంటుంది నాన్న, బిఫోర్ దిస్ వర్టెక్స్. సో ఎందుకంటే కన్నా a into e, so what is e value? E is greater than 1, right? Yes or no? So then definitely this a is greater than your a, greater than a, because this a is greater than a, right? So that's why this is after this vertex, right? So next ఇక్కడ చూడండి, టూ టర్మ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ యాక్సిస్, కాంజుగేట్ యాక్సిస్. In case of your ellipse, so that is a major axis and minor axis. So the same thing here, transverse axis, conjugate axis remaining same nana, ఇంకా ఏం టెర్మినాలజీ కూడా తేడా ఏం లేదు, right? So you can see the standard equation. Yes, let us suppose if you are having a hyperbola with a center h comma k, this is the center h comma k, and this axis is y is equal to k, at some point y is equal to k దగ్గర ఇది ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ చూడండి, దీస్ ఆర్ ద వాట్ వర్టెక్స్, రైట్? h plus a comma k, h minus a comma k, yes or no? Next, these are the h plus c comma k, h minus c comma k, these are the focus. This is not important, asymptotics. So now try to see the standard equation of an a hyperbola. X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1 is the standard equation. So if in this case your hyperbola is lying on x-axis, or we can say that your transverse axis will become your x-axis. So now this is the center 0, 0 at a distance of a. From this point there is a vertex here. So from this there is a vertex here, this is the focus, this is the vertex, this is the focus, sorry, this is the focus. So that is the distance of ae comma 0, right? At a distance of ae comma 0. This side also, this is minus a comma 0 till this point. So this is the directrix, and it is a distance of a by e. Now a by e అనేది తక్కువ ఉంటుంది, ఎందుకంటే e అనేది 1 కంటే ఎక్కువ కాబట్టి, right? So this is the your transverse axis, this is your conjugate axis. Now try to see the other way. Wait, we have other format. Yes, దిస్ ద వర్టికల్. చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ అనేది ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ యాక్సిస్ అయింది, వై యాక్సిస్ అనేది కాంజుగేట్ యాక్సిస్ అయింది. సో ఇక్కడ చూస్తే వై యాక్సిస్ అనేది ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ యాక్సిస్, ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ అనేది కాంజుగేట్ యాక్సిస్. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ కేసులో స్టాండర్డ్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఏమవుతుంది? ఎక్స్ స్క్వేర్ బై ఏ స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ వై స్క్వేర్ బై బి స్క్వేర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 అన్న, రైట్? సో ఇన్ అదర్ కేస్ ఇట్ విల్ బికమ్ ఎక్స్ స్క్వేర్ బై ఏ స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ వై స్క్వేర్ బై బి స్క్వేర్ is equal to -1 అన్న, రైట్? సో మనము ఎలిప్స్ లో చూసినప్పుడు a is greater than b or a is less than b చెప్పాం. ఆర్ we can say that x స్క్వేర్ కింద ఉన్న వాల్యూ పెద్దగా ఉందా, y స్క్వేర్ కింద ఉన్న వాల్యూ పెద్దగా ఉందా, దాన్ని బట్టి చెప్పాం. ఇన్ కేస్ a స్క్వేర్ అనేది పెద్దగా ఉంటే మనం x యాక్సిస్ ని మేజర్ యాక్సిస్ అనుకుని, ఆర్ b స్క్వేర్ పెద్దగా ఉంటే y యాక్సిస్ ని మేజర్ యాక్సిస్ అని అనుకున్నాం, రైట్? సో సేమ్ థింగ్ హియర్, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ x స్క్వేర్ బై a స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ y స్క్వేర్ బై b స్క్వేర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 అయినప్పుడు ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ ఇక్కడ x స్క్వేర్ అనేది పాజిటివ్ సైన్ ఉంది. సో మేబీ ఇట్ ఈస్ కన్సిడరింగ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎన్ హైయెస్ట్ వాల్యూ. right? So here x-axis is your transverse axis, or we can say major axis. In this case, x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to -1, or we can also write this as y square by b square minus x square by a square is equal to 1, Nana. Right? We can also write this. So now this y has the positive sign, or it is, we can consider it as b is more larger than this a square. So that's why now in this case, this y axis will become your transverse axis and your x axis will become conjugate axis. So just you need to see the difference. చూడండి, 4c అనేది వర్టిక్స్ అనేది, then distance between 4c, distance between directrix, equation of directrix, equation of lattice rectum, these all are same compared to your ellipse. Nana center is 0, 0, vertex is plus or minus a, 0, ae is focus, a by e is your directrix, right? Length of transverse axis nothing but your length of major axis, that is 2a, length of conjugate axis, that is length of minor axis, that is 2b. eccentricity లో అక్కడ మైనస్ వస్తుందన్న ఇక్కడ ప్లస్ వస్తుంది, లార్జర్ వాల్యూ మైనస్ స్మాలర్ వాల్యూ వస్తుంది, కనుక లార్జర్ వాల్యూ ప్లస్ స్మాలర్ వాల్యూ బై లార్జర్ వాల్యూ. This is the difference between the eccentricity and your this hyperbola, right? In this case, your y-axis as in a transverse axis, or we can say major axis. Then these third and fourth are the your hyperbola at center h, k, right? Now see, if y is equal to mx plus c may be a tangent to the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1, then condition is c square is equal to a square into m square minus b square, nana. In case of your ellipse, it is plus, just here it is minus. Next, if p of x1 y1 be a tangent with respect to the hyperbola, then the equation of tangent. So we already know equation of tangent is nothing but what? Where s1 is 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So just making s1 is 0 from this equation, that is x into x1 by a square minus y into y1 by b square is equal to 1. Next, if y is equal to mx plus c may be a tangent with respect to the hyperbola, then the point of contact is your minus a square m by c comma minus b square c. చూడండి, సో ఏం చెప్పాడు, ఒక హైపర్బోలాకి ఒక టాంజెంట్ అనేది టచ్ అవుతుందంట. సో ఆ పాయింట్ ని కనుక్కోమన్నాడు. దిస్ ద పాయింట్, దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో సేమ్, బట్ హియర్ ద లైన్ ఇస్ y is equal to mx plus c and here line is mx lx plus my plus n is equal to 0, nana. In this case, your formula will come minus a square l by n comma b square m by n, right? సో ఈ చాప్టర్ నుంచి మనకి అడిగే క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే, ఫైండ్ ద ఎసెంట్రిసిటీ ఆఫ్ ద హైపర్బోలా, నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి ఎలా అడుగుతుంటే లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ది ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ యాక్సిస్, లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ది కాంజుగేట్ యాక్సిస్, ఇంకేం అడుగుతాడంటే ఫైండ్ ద ఎసెంట్రిసిటీ ఆఫ్ ది కాంజుగేట్ హైపర్బోలా. Find the eccentricity of the conjugate hyperbola. Now try to see what is the conjugate hyperbola. If E1 and E2 are the eccentricities of hyperbola and it's a conjugate hyperbola, nana. So E1 is the eccentricity of the hyperbola and E2 is the eccentricity of it's a conjugate, then a conjugate hyperbola. Then the relation is 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square is equal to 1, nana. So question adutante na, if the eccentricity of a hyperbola is, let us suppose, √2, then find the eccentricity of its conjugate hyperbola. సో ఇక్కడ ఒక వాల్యూ తెలిసింది, ఇంకో వాల్యూ కనుక్కోవడం ఈజీనే కదా, రైట్? సో ఆ విధంగా. సో అండ్ వన్ మోర్ థింగ్, మేజర్గా అడిగే క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఎసెంట్రిసిటీ ఆఫ్ ది రెక్టాంగులర్ హైపర్బోలా? ఎనీ ఐడియా? రెక్టాంగులర్ హైపర్బోలా యొక్క ఎసెంట్రిసిటీని అడుగుతాడు. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చెప్తారు? సో ద ఎసెంట్రిసిటీ -1
√2, sir.
Very good. The eccentricity of a rectangular hyperbola is √2, nana. The conic section which is having the eccentricity √2 is called a rectangular hyperbola. So ఎందుకు rectangular hyperbola మీరు చూసింటారు ఆల్రెడీ, ఎలా ఉంటుంది ఫార్మాట్? లెట్స్ draw like looks like this. Maybe some point దగ్గర ఇది 90 degrees చేస్తుంది. So that's why it is calling it as a rectangular hyperbola, nana. Right? You can go and search it. So ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, e is equal to √2 అనేది. Let's move to the problems. Find the length of conjugate axis of the hyperbola 9x square minus 16y square minus 13x minus 32y minus 181 is equal to 0, nana. So what they are asking here? They are asking length of conjugate axis, or we can say that length of minor axis, right? So in this case, you need to tell whether it is lying on x-axis or y-axis. I will tell the shortcut way also. So first tell me whether it is lying on x-axis or y-axis. So as I told, in case of your ellipse, coefficient of y square will become a square, coefficient of x square will become b square. This is 9. This is 16. Take positive value only because we already know x square by a square minus y square by b square ala untundi. So here a square is greater value. So we can see now this b is less, right? B value is less. So conjugate is nothing but minor axis. We can say ఏదైతే తక్కువ వాల్యూ ఉందో అదే కదా. So then your length of conjugate axis will become 2b. So what is b, Nana?
3.
3. So 2 into 3 will become 6 units. No need to write this formula also. ఈ ఫార్ములా కూడా రాయాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఏదైతే కోఎఫిషియంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ స్క్వేర్ కానీ వై స్క్వేర్ కానీ ఎక్కడైతే మీకు తక్కువ కనపడుతుందో దానికి రూట్ తీసుకోండి. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ ఏ స్క్వేర్ కానీ బి స్క్వేర్ కానీ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి జస్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు టేక్ ద ఏ ఆర్ బి వాల్యూ. సో దానికి అక్కడ రూట్ తీసుకోండి, వచ్చిన దాన్ని 2 తో మల్టిప్లై చేయండి. దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ కాంజుగేట్ యాక్సిస్. సో నౌ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఈస్ ద లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ యాక్సిస్? ఇట్ ఈస్ 2a, right? Yes or no? So 2 into 4, that is 8. 8 units is the right answer. Now try to see the next question. If E is equal to 5 by 4, then find the E of its conjugate. Mean they are saying that the eccentricity of its one hyperbola is 5 by 4, then find the eccentricity of its conjugate hyperbola. So what is the relation? 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square is equal to 1. So now substitute in the place of E1 as 5 by 4. As you can see, 5 by 4 is greater than 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right? So you can also eliminate some options by just seeing wherever it is less than 1 or equal to 1. Equal to 1 unna, less than 1 unna options ni eliminate cheyochu. Endukante gana if the eccentricity is less than 1 or equal to 1, then it is not a hyperbola, definitely, right? So మీరు ఆప్షన్ ఎలిమినేట్ చేయొచ్చు. రిమైనింగ్ అయితే ఉన్నాయో వాటిని చెప్పేయచ్చు. సో ఆన్సర్ చెప్పండి, ఎంత వస్తుందో?
5 by 3, sir.
Yes, very good. 5 by 3. So it is greater than 1 only. Always remember greater than 1 only. Now try to solve the next question. Similar question. Find the eccentricity of the hyperbola whose conjugate is √3. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏం చెప్పాడంటే కన్నా మీకు ఇందాక E1 ఇచ్చాడు, E2 కనుక్కోమన్నాడు. సో ఇప్పుడు E2 ఇచ్చాడు, మీకు E1 కనుక్కోవాలి. సేమ్ థింగ్ మీరు ఎలా అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకున్నా ఇబ్బంది ఏం లేదు ఇక్కడ, ఎందుకంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ అడిషన్ ఓన్లీ. 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square is equal to 1. So now tell me what it is coming.
√3 by 2. Root of 3 by 2, sir.
Yes, root of 3 by 2. So apply the formula. This is the mouse. 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square
Equals to 1.
is equal to 1. So 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square √3 whole square ఏమవుతుంది? 3 అవుతుందా? Is equal to 1. So then 1 by E1 square is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3. It will become what, ma? 2 by 3. So if you want to find E1 square, it will become reciprocal, that is 3 by 2. Yes or no? So now E1 will become what? Under root 3 by 2. Remember, this is always numerator is greater.
Yes, sir.
Now try to see the next question. Find the value of k if 3x minus 4y plus k is equal to 0 is a tangent to the hyperbola x square minus 4y square is equal to 5, Nana. Right? So from this, you can make in a standard form. Divide with 5 on both sides. X square by 5 minus 4y square by 5 is equal to 1, right? So coefficient of y square is also need to be 1. So that's why we can convert it as x square by 5 minus y square by 5 by 4 is equal to 1, right? So from this you will get a square and b square values. So then if y is equal to mx plus c is a tangent to the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1, then the condition is what, ma? C square is equal to a square m square minus b square. Right? So now this c will become your, here k is there, so just send this, make into a form of this y is equal to mx plus c. What will become? Y is equal to 4y is equal to 3x plus k. Then y is equal to what, ma? 3 by 4 x plus k by 4. Right? So now substitute in the place of c as k by 4, m as 3 by 4, a square as 5, b square as 5 by 4. C square is, it will become K square by 16. That is equal to, A square is what ma? A square is your 5 into M square will become what? 3 by 4 whole square. That is 9 by 16
9 by 16
minus B square will become what? 5 by 4 whole square. That is 5 by 4 only, not whole square, right? So now it will come, LCM is 16. Here K square by 16. What will become? 45 minus 16 into 5, or sorry, 4 into 5, 20. So 16, 16 will get cancelled. K square is equal to 45 minus 20 will come what? That is 25.
25
So K is what ma?
25
Plus or minus 5K. Right? So this is the correct answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next question. The polar of 2, 3 with respect to the parabola. So polar anna, tangent anna, okate. So find S1 is equal to 0. 1 point substitution. Tell me what it is coming.
4x minus 15y minus 1 is equal to 0, sir.
Very good. 4x minus 15y
Minus 1.
minus 1 is equal to 0. So you can see this is the polar. So polar is what? Lx plus my plus n. This is the in this form only, right? So this is your required equation then. Next question. The pole of the line 3x minus 16 plus 48 is equal to 0 with respect to the hyperbola 9x square minus 16y square is equal to 144. Nana. Right? So now you can treat this as Lx plus my plus n is equal to 0. Right? So make into a standard form. Divide with 144 on both sides. X square by 9 with 144 will come 16 times, right? Minus y square by 9 is equal to 1. This is in the standard form. So now if Lx plus my plus n is equal to 0 is a polar line touching this 9x square minus 16y square, sorry 144, then your pole will become what, Nana? Pole P is equal to minus a square L by n comma b square m by n, Nana. Now substitute this. A square as 16, b square as 9, L as 3, m as minus 16, n as 48. Tell me what is the point it is coming.
Minus 1 comma minus 3, sir.
Minus 1 comma minus 3. Yes, correct. Done. Now try to see the next question. Find the number of tangents can be drawn to the hyperbola x square by 8 minus y square by 16 is equal to 1 through 0, 5. Now whatever the formula, or we can say the properties in the ellipse, that is if S1 is equal to 0, it is on the ellipse or hyperbola. If S1 is less than 0 outside, then S1 is greater than 0, it is inside. Tell me, find the S11. For the first question, tell me what it is coming, whether it is less than 0 or greater than 0. No need to calculate that fractions. Ellipse ki hyperbola ki same.
X place la y place la substitute sir 0 comma 5.
Yes, that is the S11 na.
Yes, sir.
Less than
X1
0.
square
Less than 0.
less than 0. Yes, very good. S11 is less than 0. So outside circle, how many number of tangents can be drawn?
2.
2. Yes. So try to solve the next question as well.
Greater than 1, sir.
Not 1, greater than 0.
0.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
So greater than 0 means number of tangents can be drawn. 0. Now try to see the next question. Find the eccentricity of the hyperbola. Chudma, eccentricity find out చేయండి. whatever they given in the equation, just take the coefficient of y square and coefficient of x square. So larger value plus smaller value divided by larger value. Second case, find the center of the hyperbola 9x square minus 16y square is equal to 144. So if it is looks like this, what is the center, ma?
0, 0.
0, 0.
Very good. 0, 0. First try to solve these two. Then we will move to the third question.
For the first one, root 7 by 4.
So how much?
7 by 4.
7 by 4. Why it is okay? 16 plus 9, 25 na?
25.
Okay, sir. 5 by 4.
5 by 4. Very good. 5 by 4. Next, last this question. Find the equation of the hyperbola if the distance between foci is 8 and E is root 2. Right? So let us suppose your foci will become distance between foci is 2AE, right? Basically. So that is 8. They given this root 2 E value. 2 ones, 2 fours. What AE will become? AE is 4. So if you substitute this E as root 2, it will become 4 by root 2. Yes or no? So now what this A will become? 2 root 2. Right?
Yes, sir.
Or we can say A square is your 8. A square will become 8. So then A square is done. You need to find the B square. So use the formula B square is equal to A square into E square minus 1. Apply this and tell me what it is B square is coming. Yes, 8. So B square. Then here your equation will become x square by 8 minus y square by 8 is equal to 1. This is the required hyperbola. Now one thing I can say here, the eccentricity of this hyperbola is root 2, right? So what type of hyperbola it is?
Rectangular hyperbola.
Rectangular hyperbola.
Rectangular hyperbola. So in case of rectangular hyperbola, your A square is equal to B square ma. Your A square is equal to B square. సో ఆప్షన్స్ లో ఎక్కడైతే రెండు సేమ్ ఉన్నాయో ఆప్షన్ మీరు పెట్టేయచ్చు అన్నమాట. రైట్? క్లియర్?
Okay, sir.
Next question. Find the foci of the hyperbola. So definitely 9x square minus 16. So A value పెద్దగా ఉంది. Definitely your foci will become h plus or minus AE comma K. Right? So next similarly for this also find the foci. What will become? This is just 9. It is also greater. It will come plus or minus AE comma 0 because center is 0 comma 0. Next for this center will become what ma? H comma K. Try to solve. Make into a standard equation. Then tell me.
Minus 5 comma 0, sir.
First question.
Plus or minus 5 comma 0. For which question you are saying?
Sorry, sir. I
First
need to
question?
find H.
H comma K you need to find. No, not with the just finding the eccentricity and substituting with AE.
Sir, first one 6 comma 2 and minus 4 comma 2, sir.
6 comma minus 2 and minus 4 comma minus 2. Yes, for the first question. Second question, what is the answer?
Plus or minus root 3 comma 0, sir.
Root 3.
13, sir.
Root 13 comma 0. Yes, 9 plus 4 it will come 13.
Third one 1 comma 2, sir.
1 comma 2? No, 1 comma minus 2.
Minus 2.
Yes,
Okay.
1 comma minus 2. Let's move ahead. Find the equation of the directrix to the hyperbola. You can see it is not in the standard form. How to make this into standard form? X square by 16 by 9 minus y square by 20 by 9. Right? So you can see 16 by 9 here is equal to 1. So we can say this is lying on x-axis only. So it will become, what is the equation of directrix will come? X is equal to plus or minus A by E. Just try to find the E value first. That is E is equal to under root A square plus B square by your B square, because here larger value is 20 by 9. 20 by 9 is greater than this 16 by 9. Tell me first what is eccentricity?
One
It
one
is
by square
somewhat
root of
big.
5.
1 by
Square root of 5.
square root of 5. Okay. Why it is 1 in the numerator? It is sum of 20 plus 16, right? It is 36. 36 by 20 అవుతుంది under root.
Okay, sir. I did subtraction. So
This is a hyperbola, not subtraction. Next question. Equation of latest rectum, just x is equal to plus or minus AE. Directrix అంటే A by E. Latest rectum or focus అన్న AE.
x is equal to plus or minus 4, sir. 5, sir.
X is equal to, yes,
Plus or
can you
minus
repeat?
5. X is equal to plus or minus 5.
Yes, for the second question, x is equal to plus or minus 5 is the correct answer. Let's move ahead. Simple question. Find the eccentricity of the hyperbola. This one. I think this kind of question is already done.
5 by 4, sir.
Yes, 5 by 4 is the correct answer. Next question. Find the equation of hyperbola whose focus is 4, 0. 4, 0 already చెప్పాడు. Definitely it is on x-axis. So your focus is AE, that is equal to 4. They given the eccentricity is 4 by 3. So substitute E value. Tell me A. Then utilize the formula for B square is equal to A square into E square minus 1. Tell me what B square coming and what A square coming. A square is what, ma?
9, sir.
Yes, A square is 9. So substitute and tell me what is B square.
7, sir.
Yes, 7. So your equation of hyperbola will become what? X square by 9 minus y square by 7 is equal to 1. This is the required equation of the hyperbola. Right? Now try to solve this one. Coordinates of the foci for the 4x square minus 9y square is equal to 36. So just they are asking the foci, nana. So make it a standard equation. X square by 36 to divide చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? X square by 9 minus y square by 4, that is equal to your 1. So now it is on lying on x-axis. Your foci will become what? Plus or minus AE comma 0. Tell me what it is coming.
Plus or minus root 13 comma 0, sir.
Yes, plus or minus root 13 comma 0. Correct answer. Next question చూడమా. The difference of focal distance of any point on the hyperbola 9x square minus 16y square is equal to 114. So focal distance అన్నాడమ్మా. So focal distance nothing but what ma? The distance from the two focal points. So that is nothing but your length of transverse axis, or we can say major axis. So it will come simply here. What is A value? It is 2A. So what is A value?
4, sir.
4. Very good. So 4, 2 into 4, that is 8.
8.
సో 8 is the focal distance. సో ఫోకల్ డిస్టెన్స్ అన్న మీకు అది ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ యాక్సిస్